This is 7 National News, and in our top story, the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, has met with a number of economic ministers and government representatives participating at the 7th edition of the annual investment meeting. Held under the theme International Investment and Competitiveness, AIM is organised by the Ministry of Economy at the Dubai World Trade Center. The ruler of Dubai welcomed the ministers of the Republic of Tatarstan, led by its president, who praised the economic and civilizational development witnessed by the UAE at all fields. The president praised the strides taken by Dubai in its development, which he described as astonishing. He further noted that Dubai has reinforced its position as a preferred destination of investors who regard the city as an economic safe haven. Ministers have praised the well-organized event that brought together some of the world's top investors, experts and practitioners under one roof. A new care network will be created under what is being called the Dubai Declaration for Autism. Vocational training, inclusion and integration are some of the key points of the 6-point declaration adopted by the Dubai Executive Council on the occasion of the World Autism Day, which took place on Sunday. The declaration will usher in a system of care for children suffering from autism spectrum disorder to be implemented in 100 days in cooperation with other stakeholders, namely the Al Jalila Children's Specialty Hospital and the Harvard Medical School for Global Health Delivery. The declaration is an integral part of the 2013 initiative My Community, a City for Everyone, launched by His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Crown Prince of Dubai and Chairman of the Dubai Executive Council. The declaration outlines the creation of a system of care to provide lifelong care for individuals. Autism spectrum disorder is a series of developmental disabilities known to be responsible in affected individuals for social, communication and behavioral challenges from childhood throughout adulthood. Emirates and Etihad have confirmed that their flights to Australia will face additional screening measures, such as explosive detection screening at the boarding gates from the 6th of April. Australia's Federal Minister for Infrastructure and Transport was quoted in a local report as stating that passengers on airlines flying directly to Australia from 3 major transit points in the Middle East, Doha, Abu Dhabi and Dubai, will undergo extra additional screening measures at the boarding gates, despite there being no specific threat to the country. The flights are already subject to gate screening measures that have been in place in Australia since 2007, but there will be no ban on the carriage of electronic devices on flights at this stage. The enhanced screening affects flights operated by Emirates Etihad, including Virgin Australia codeshare passengers, Qatar Airways and Qantas. Confirming the new measures, an Emirates spokesperson was quoted as saying that passengers travelling from Dubai International Airport to Australia should allow additional time at the gate. In March, the US government imposed a ban on large electronic devices to be carried in airline cabins, particularly on US-bound flights from Jordan, Egypt, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Morocco, Qatar, Kuwait and the UAE. The Expo Metro station that is part of the under-construction Route 2020 will be the biggest railway station in Dubai. That's according to local reports. Route 2020 is a 14.5-kilometre extension of Dubai Metro that will link the Red Line with the Expo 2020 site near Al Maktoum International Airport. Construction on the 10.6 billion dirham extension began in October last year and is expected to be ready in the first quarter of 2020. As the biggest and most eco-friendly, the Expo station will be LEED Gold certified and will replicate the model of the flying machine designed by 9th century Andalusian inventor Abbas bin Firnas. It will also be larger than the Union Metro station, which is currently the biggest on the Dubai Metro network, with the Expo Metro station to have the capacity to handle up to 46,000 passengers per hour. Located at the site where the Expo 2020 will be held, the station will cover an area of around 30,000 square meters. As part of the upgrade, Dubai Metro will have 50 new trains, 15 of which will serve Route 2020 and the rest will serve the red and green lines. Residents in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi are being urged to volunteer their time at public healthcare facilities to mark the UAE's Year of Giving. Volunteers can read a book to a hospitalized child, show new patients to the waiting areas, or spend time with the elderly in any way in any of the Abu Dhabi Health Services Company's Seha facilities, which include 7 hospitals and a range of clinics. A representative at Seha was stated that already a total of 3,776 people have spent their time during 2015 and 16 engaged in voluntary activities across the Seha facilities. In particular, the Sheikh Khalifa Medical City has been very successful at recruiting and involving community members. Preliminary training will also be offered to any residents who sign up at the other Seha healthcare facilities, and residents can opt for a facility that is easiest for them to visit. These include Mafraq Hospital, Al-Rahba Hospital, Corniche Hospital, Seha Dialysis Centre, Al-Ain Hospital, Dawam Hospital, Al-Gharbiyah Hospitals, and the clinics of the ambulatory healthcare services. And following traffic rules can win you a cash prize of 1,000 dirhams over the next 3 days in Dubai and Sharjah amid a road safety awareness campaign. Aimed at creating greater public awareness about safe road habits, the Mobile One Gold Star campaign covers the entire spectrum of road users, including drivers, pedestrians and cyclists. 10 winners each will be chosen on today and April 4 in Dubai and April 5 in Sharjah for their adherence to these simple principles, such as using pedestrian crossings, wearing seatbelts, ensuring the use of child safety seats, observing lane discipline, being courteous, using hands-free mobile phones, using hands-free while speaking on the phone, and using indicators. More importantly, the campaign will also consider drivers respecting speed limits, with the lucky drivers walking away with a cash prize of 1,000 dirhams to be awarded on the spot. Supported by the Roads and Transport Authority and Sharjah Police, the contest aims to reward good drivers, with RTA personnel and Sharjah Police officials personally identifying the winners. Winners will also be given a certificate by the RTA and Sharjah Police in Dubai and Sharjah, respectively. And finally, in the bulletin, Qatar's Al-Attiyah and Dubai-based Sunderland extended their leads in the car and motorcycle categories by claiming victories through the opening 276-kilometre selective section of the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge on Sunday. The stage started east of Arjan, south of Abu Dhabi, and finished north of the remote desert resort of Qasr al-Sarab. Dakar Rally winner Sunderland, who started last on the road, claimed the win by just 3 seconds. He holds a small overnight advantage of just 5.7 seconds over the Chilean defending FIM cross-country rallies world champion Pablo Quintanilla, and leads the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge by 5.7 seconds after leg 1 Nasser Al-Attiyah cruised to the stage win in the cars, and his overdrive racing Toyota Hilux now leads the event by 11 minutes and 35.1 seconds from Abu Dhabi Racing's Sheikh Khalid Al-Qasmi. Russian Vladimir Vasilyev finished third in his X-Raid Mini All-4 Racing. With a comfortable overall lead in the car section, Nasser Al-Attiyah was the quickest of the drivers to PC1 and headed Al-Qasmi's new Peugeot by a virtual 4 minutes and 31 seconds. He extended that advantage to over 6.5 minutes at the second checkpoint and reached the finish in time of 3 hours 14 minutes 17 seconds to take a lead of 11 minutes 35.1 seconds into the overnight halt. Commenting on the day, event founder and ATC UAE President Mohammed bin Sulayem stated that the first stage is a way for the competitors to acclimatise to the heat and the conditions before they enter much longer sections of the dunes over the coming days. Today, the competitors entered the feared dunes of Rabb al Khali for the first time in a stage that runs for 289 kilometres.
It was a tough day. We started the last bike, me and Pablo together, and we arrived the first 2, so we passed all the field, but it was really heavy, really tough day. It's a bit hot, and but the bike was working really good, and I think it was a good day. Happy.
Actually, it was good run, but it's really very hot inside the cars. It's around 48, 52, It was not easy, but okay, we did really good job, I think we have a good time, compared to the other car, Our Toyota really did a good job, the B of Goodrich tire also, it was no problem for the sand, and Matthew, he did really good navigation, you know. Yeah, we are quite happy to finish day one with a good lead.